Good evening, everyone. My name is Brianna Cron, and I am going to inform you of some of the characteristics of what dyslexia is. I have a son who was diagnosed with dyslexia, and some of the signs that showed me that he had dyslexia early on was very difficult for him to repeat the ABCs. It was very difficult for him to distinguish right from left. It still is. Learning the alphabet, he still leaves a letter out, or he mixes the last few letters of the alphabet in the wrong order and then ends it with a Z. He can be a bit clumsy. He has trouble remembering songs in their entirety, even the simple songs like Twinkle Twinkle Little Stars, or if we're singing songs at night and I forget a line, it doesn't register in him that I have messed up the song in that way, or if I've skipped the word or something like that. In preschool, he had difficulty writing. He had difficulty learning the letters of the alphabet on paper. He would see a letter and I would ask him the letter and he might get it during that moment, but the next day we would go over it and usually it was forgotten. Tracing was very difficult for him. It took a long time. It wasn't until I think he was about 5 years old when I realized that in order for him to learn the alphabet, he needed to build the letters. And I remember sitting at a restaurant one day and taking some silverware and taking it like 2 forks and crossing them and making the letter X. And Brian watched me do it. And so I handed him the silverware and I asked him to make the letter X. And he did. And it was like, so he needs to build the alphabet. Gosh, within a matter of a couple weeks, he had learned the alphabet, and about half the alphabet, and then with a little break, and then got more creative with the rest of the letters, and eventually he did end up learning all the capital letters, and then the lowercase letters were pretty much combined, learned at school for the most part. I mean, we went over we had the alphabet books with the letters or different things that happen with each letter that we would read, but anyway, some of the things like pronunciation, or as he got older and he was able to write, it was hard for him to remember how to spell his name, hard for him to remember what he's supposed to be doing. He was also diagnosed with ADHD, so there's the distractibility that goes along with the challenge of the dyslexia. But he has still, even at 10 years old, still has difficulty reading sight words. His handwriting is pretty sloppy, and oftentimes the letters are reversed. And one time I remember I asked him to write the word and he says A, but he ended up writing on the paper M. And I watched him trying to figure out what he just did, because he's like, well, why is there an M on the paper? And then he has this confusion about, well, where is the A supposed to go? And so he puts it coincidentally on the wrong side, but that was a pretty big indication of how his struggles come about and why he gets frustrated. I mean, his brain is telling him what to do, but by the time he gets to his hand, it doesn't always output right. So, we have to figure out other strategies, thinking kind of outside the box with reading and writing. I've done about a year of tutoring. I've had him in a private school for a few months to really give him that one-on-one, and he did progress, but not enough to catch him up to third grade level. I really want him to be able to read. It is the most important challenge I'm facing for his future, I believe. I know there's a machine called an Intel reader that I wish that I could get him right away, but it's quite expensive, and I'm not sure if he is ready to use the machine, but I would like to have a shot at it and see what it can do for him. Just giving him a little bit of independence would be really great for him not to need so much one-on-one help in the classroom. It's very hard for him to figure out where he is on his paper, or answer questions and remember which question he needs to do next, or even to interpret what is requested of him. Math is very difficult for him. Remembering addition problems, basic things, sometimes he can learn it, but we're still at a very basic level, which is fine for him. But these are just some of the challenges that we are facing. And anyway, sometimes when we're communicating in the car, he'll say, "Mom, will you put your window up?" Or when he means down, or of course, again, knowing the right side from the left side. Like when I want him to look out the window, usually I have to point out the window, and by the time he looks out the correct window, it's already passed and he's missed it, and then it causes the frustration. Kids now, being that he's 10 and he's also in third grade, kids are starting to notice his learning challenges, and there's been a little bit of bullying from them. He's in a EBD classroom, emotionally and behaviorally disordered classroom, so that's kind of typical behavior challenge in that classroom, to be nice, and also having coping skills is a challenge. So anyway, he seems to be very inventive and very creative. He loves to take some idea. For example, when we siphoned out the water from the fish tank to clean the gravel. He took the hose into the bathroom and filled the sink up with water, and he wanted to make a fire truck toy of his spray water, and so he figured out how to siphon the hose and connect it to the ladder and make the ladder spray like a real firefighting truck. So he's very outside of the box when he gets information. He can't wait to use it to make some new sort of invention, and he likes to see problems, find problems, and then be creative in finding a solution to some things. I remember we have a cat who likes to eat a lot of food. He's like, I don't know, 16 pounds or something, so he's got quite the belly on him, but he said something about making an automatic feeder so it could feed him the right amount of food, the right number of times per day, and I'm pretty sure they have something like that out, and he just throws out ideas like this all the time, and I've decided we're going to start writing down his ideas and start looking into patents, and I have a feeling that could very well be the way that he is going to make a lot of money. If we can get some kind of computer assistance to help him in the areas that he is lacking or challenging, I think that he has a world of possibilities for him. So anyway, I hope this helps you understand dyslexia, know some of the signs, and good luck with your challenges and your research, and I hope you find the answers that make your life easier, or for you or your child or whoever it is that you're trying to understand or learn about. Alright, well, thank you. Have a great night. Bye-bye.